Thank you. Well, we welcome Dr. Russell Hamer. One of the courses that are going to be coming up in the library is Perception, Illusion, and the Brain, being taught by Russell Hamer. Dr. Hamer, can you tell me a little bit about your background and what got you interested in the topic of perception and illusion, and why might that be interesting to the average person?
Good question.
Thank you.
My background, I got my PhD in sensory neuroscience, and I spent most of my career studying visual neuroscience, that is how we see, all the way from the very beginning of vision when light enters the eye and is captured by photoreceptors and then sends signals to the brain, all the way to the experience of perception and all the sequelae to perception, interpretation, aesthetics, and so on. And these are central questions to humanity. How do we see? How do we interpret things? What is beautiful? How do we come to know the world around us? And generally, this is not taught in schools. When you think back at your education in high school,
No, we just take it for granted.
you never
We can
learn
see
about
things.
the brain and how we see, how we feel, how we smell, hearing. Excuse me. And vision is an amazing ability that we have that's evolved over millions of years.
Amazing. But why are visual illusions interesting?
That's it's actually a profound question. If you think about what vision is for, using vision, we have to be able to understand the world around us, interpret objects, identify objects, avoid obstacles, segregate them visually so you don't mix them up. We need to be able to run through the forest if we're chasing prey, or run through the forest if we're being chased as prey, and avoid obstacles. So obviously, it's obvious that vision is central to our evolutionary survival. But beyond that, and most people don't know this, it's also not taught in the schools, the retina, where vision begins when light enters the eye and is absorbed by the photoreceptors, the design and structure of the retina is common to all vertebrates, and it has been around for, give or take, 500 million years.
Wow.
So the design of the neural machinery requisite for us to see and behave in the world based on visual information is a very ancient evolutionary heritage that we carry. And then illusions are important because they give us clues about what's important to the brain and what isn't. Normally, as we move through life, you would hope that we didn't misinterpret the visual information around us frequently.
We think our dog's a cat.
Well, or not understand how to estimate distance.
Well, oh, good point.
Things
Right,
like this. We wouldn't have survived as a species. Nevertheless, because our visual system is so complex and the brain is so complex, there are occasional instances in which our visual system gets fooled, and we call these illusions.
Okay.
I have a couple examples I could show you.
One of the things, but I do want to see that, and I'm interested in optical illusions and how it messes with our brain, but you had mentioned that I always thought we all saw in 3D, just what we did. But you said that is not the case.
Well,
Sort of.
that's a very, yeah. We, all of us are able to operate in a three-dimensional world, even if you cover one eye.
Right.
The world doesn't suddenly become flat, right?
Okay. Right.
So I could walk across the room easily and avoid obstacles with one eye. Two eyes helps you in very, very fine 3D resolution. But one of the surprising facts is that our perceptual experience of depth and distance is, in a way, a grand illusion, because the images that fall in the retina, which is all we have to go by, are two-dimensional array of light and dark and color on the retina. And the retina is a flat sheet of cells. It's not three-dimensional. So there's no 3D in the eye.
It's our brain?
It's created by the brain's interpretation of cues outside of ourselves.
Wow.
And fortunately, it does a pretty good job.
It sure does.
Or we'd be in trouble.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So what are some of the optical illusions that you were discussing, and what makes those optical illusions? Why can't our brain separate those out and distinguish them?
I'm going to correct you on one thing.
Okay.
It's all over the internet. People talk about optical.
True.
There are no optical illusions.
Oh, okay.
People. Yeah.
All right.
They're visual.
Visual
Optics
illusions.
is physics. Light,
Okay.
optics, your cornea, your lens. There's no perception that goes on there. It's only after things hit the retina and neural activity starts. So it's really visual illusions.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you one wonderful example.
Okay.
So, based on our 500 million years of evolution, our brains have figured out that the source of light is from above.
Right.
The sun, the moon, the stars. And so your brain has encoded, literally in our genetics, a built-in assumption about the source of light. And this sometimes can lead to very unusual, unexpected illusions that derive from shadow information, which we use to determine the shape of objects. As any artist knows, you need shading to create 3D and to understand distance and depth. So here, I don't know if you can zoom in on this or you will later. So this is a photograph I took at Park Güell, which is a park in Barcelona. And it's a little section of a tile wall. And you can see the white squares tend to be bulges, like convex, bumps.
Okay.
And the colored major tile sections tend to look like concave, like indentations. Until I turn it around and they all reverse. And that's because, based on the shadow information, which is ambiguous, if I just gave you this photo, you wouldn't know which way is right side up.
That is crazy.
So your brain makes an assumption about the source of light and interprets depth based on that. And you can see you get two alternate interpretations.
Same brain.
Hopefully.
Right.
Same brain.
Wow.
Here's another illusion.
Okay.
The brain is very interested in edges and lines and contours.
Because it makes sense?
In order to segregate objects.
Okay.
And understand where one object begins and another starts, where one object ends and another starts. And the importance of lines and edges can be illustrated by this incredible illusion called the Kanitsa illusion. So you'll see a white triangle hovering above a black, and occluding, in fact, a black triangle behind it. And you see the three Pac-Men at the corners. Well, in fact, the white edges of the triangle don't exist physically. They're in your brain. The only edges, black-white edges that exist, are inside the mouths of the Pac-Man. All the rest between the Pac-Man mouths are created by your brain.
Wow, it's amazing.
And they're quite crisp lines.
Yeah, I can see them clearly, but they don't exist.
They don't exist. No.
Wow, that is amazing. Well, I think the course sounds fascinating.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to learn more. Thank you so much.
It's going to be fun. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.